in the box.
Round 2. Capture the objective.
Nice. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna play good.
I don't see anything.
Main.
Okay, so red team, they wanna play on point. Blue team, they wanna surround them.
Reaper is late. I'm gonna
I'm gonna go behind them.
I nade him 6.
I'm going in front of them then. Wait, just spam them.
Wait a minute. I
going
can
up.
nade them all.
There's so much spam from all angles here. You see Pharah, you have Tracer, you have Ball, Hammond, Winston.
Keep spamming
I
them.
can pull.
And even though there's a Reaper, never mind.
Give them point.
Even though there was a Reaper, I was about to say like Winston will still die.
On the Orisa.
And
Rushing me
Nisif, welcome, welcome.
I'm nading points.
They're anti, can we go? Can we go?
Oh, there's one super low. Jakar missed the jump there, unfortunate.
I can't. Guiding a bit.
And you see, there's no one who can contest the Pharah really.
Shit.
I think.
Jonah? No. Okay, he's alive.
Yeah, they have 3 goals.
He was up. Hope you have a great there. And
Shadow like 56.
I think we just played slow.
we just started Pro Pugs, so you've not missed anything.
Spam them.
They're gonna get 3 goals.
And I'm on the stream team here, watching it. Like every player in the blue team, they're currently streaming,
I don't know reason.
and they're gonna go for the
I'm
most
playing main JK.
pog jump plays that you can find.
Nading points.
Get another one.
Bring his phone on me. Bring his phone on me.
It's the one.
Barrage coming
On
in.
me, sleeping on me.
No,
Can we
Barrage,
go?
Barrage.
Guys.
The kid is Reaper behind.
Time.
I can nade you. No.
Yeah, no.
Oh no,
I'm pushing behind them.
Healing our tanks.
dude, that was a really good May wall by Zeal.
Careful,
Watch
Reaper.
out, Shadow. Watch out,
I
Shadow.
mind this.
Mine's sleeping on point. I'm nading him. Don't nade him.
Break in the corner.
Your stream disappeared for a minute. Oh, it's because of I reset the stream, so I got 60 FPS.
I'm gonna break them.
I had accidentally put it on 30 FPS before.
Nading.
Kill the May. Nice. Kill the Diva now.
Diva hitting on me.
Nice.
They
None of them
use
go.
B.
Rally, B, Reaper.
Okay, so they still have Shadow. May. Yeah.
They have McCree now. We can just jump on McCree every time.
They're gonna go high ground here. They're gonna take
They
high
got
ground.
up, they got up. They
That's
got up.
fine.
Can we deny high grounds?
Yeah.
I'm engaged.
Don't let them
They're
get
coming
That's high ground.
I'm not letting them come out.
I'm going in. Going for
I'm
fast.
gonna Barrage,
I'm being
Barrage.
frozen.
You have to go. Nice.
I had to jump out.
Wait, go May.
Fine.
I'm on me.
Wait. Nice. Where's?
You gotta get it too. I can get it.
I can go.
Jonah with a pulse bomb coming up.
I'm going in now. 3, 2, 1. Slamming
I'm
now.
gonna get frozen.
I'm almost frozen.
I got
That's a really good May ult. Zeal has been countering them completely.
Keen under me.
Like consistently, I
Kill
mean.
me.
I'm on me. May nice
I'm
one.
nading me.
You're welcome. Welcome, Zeta.
Big anti. Kill it. Can you go down there?
I'm on cream.
Where? I see him. I'll see as well.
Oh,
I got him.
Just on me.
I got you.
dude, he was lucky popping that promo.
Resting 3, 2, 1.
I'm telling you guys, Zeal is popping off here.
We can catch this maybe.
I'm coming.
You don't? It's fine.
I wanna engage
Anything
with
else
mines.
than May?
There's
Do
May.
not let them come out top left, I think.
Yeah.
We're gonna give them space.
Okay, listen.
They're going
Once they
western.
come out, I go with mines. Okay.
Be tight on close.
I will go behind them with
Probably
Barrage.
do
Close to another Mayo on the 6 shoots coming.
Where are they coming from, Daniel?
Kitchen remain.
Tech 36 is gonna use his Diva bomb here.
Main.
I'm gonna go main with them.
Coming main.
I think he might go for slide bomb. Who
Standing in
knows?
this corner.
Yeah. I'll engage them. I'm going in
How
now.
do you jump, Fox?
I'm pressing the Winston.
Diva sleep.
I'm on.
Oh,
I wanna.
he stepped.
Help me up.
Boger might die here.
Everyone saw me. Thank you.
Oh, nice. He got out.
May.
I'm dead.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not.
Nice. They avoided the bomb.
I got it.
Finish from May.
Go on
Kill
now.
me.
Can we kill
I
my
can dive
team?
in too. I can dive in.
Go
Let's go now.
I'm on other.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh,
Lucky no jump.
he survived with like 1 HP.
I'm going
As he shielded.
Nade on point.
Other one. Oh, I got naded. I'm dead.
Resting 3, 2, 1.
There go one.
You can enemy. I beat.
Go.
Yeah, go now.
I'm on
I
three.
got-
This shit.
I'm dropping.
Diva.
Yeah, we do.
That's
Monkey
me
one,
above,
monkey
me
one,
above, me above.
Nice.
Join Diva. Join May.
Killing it.
Minis one.
Kill May.
May nice one.
Only May.
Only Zeal on point. There we go.
I see him.
Nice.
Nice. How you doing, some guy? Nice to see you, man.
JK, unbeatable.
Winston.
2 to 0.
Oh,
Any bullies?
I mean, main tanks are just fucking broken.
Yeah.
Winston, Hammond, and Diva seem to be the most popular picks on the control maps. Yeah, I think
All tanks should be like DPS fucking hero.
I don't think Diva is that popular because we don't have that many good Diva players in. I noticed. Yesterday, Nevix from Toronto Defiant, he was previously on the Shock. He was in and he was wrecking everyone. And if we have more Diva players like him coming in, I promise you, we'll see more Diva. Heal Rem, what's up?
My secret.
How was your day?
It's your secret talent.
Yeah, like Genji's my secret.
Feeding on Diva.
Go same.
Yeah, just go same.
Farah?
Yeah, go for it, go for it.
Where's my meds? Oh god.
They have Rein.
I'm pink top left, by the way.
They
He's
have
coming
Duo
in.
top left.
Doom top left.
I'm on top left as well.
Oh, we can actually look
Great
for
aim.
engage.
Some good wins in ranked. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, they got 3 on 1.
Can we engage?
That's nice.
Rein. Can we go free? Can we go free? Can we go free?
Wait, I can go. There's punch these tanks.
I'm pushing. I'm pushing.
Booping tanks. Booping
Ooh,
tanks.
ooh, ooh.
Trying to keep you LOS.
I can engage.
Almost dying there. J-Car needs help.
Okay,
He should jump up to his Mercy to get heals. Because Mercy can't really drop if Farah doesn't drop.
I'm reloading.
Or get heals from mana, of course. How's your day? My day is pretty good.
Fuck the tank.
Just started the stream, loving the matches so far.
Go, go, I'm okay.
And yeah, I'm just excited for Pugs.
Actually fine.
If you can keep
Give him me. Like back in the good days.
You can spawn come tracer.
Go for it.
Coming. Can
Oh fuck.
Wait,
dude.
what's the
How did
point?
I still get stunned?
Oh, this guy's slow.
Stupid.
Bap point. Bap can die. Bap can die.
I'm on main.
Oh, they use lamp.
Lamp.
You're missing 2
Lamp dead. Okay, kite.
If you can play shield
No,
for
no,
like.
no, no, go. We're about to.
I can then you, then you.
Enemy,
can
enemy,
engage.
what am I? One, go down.
I'm engaging with you, Yona. Going bottom right. Out
So
bap.
Nice.
Bap, turn bap.
I'm bap.
Wait, Crease top left. I can't go for
Tracer
Crease.
recall.
Bap is one. Bap is one.
McQ1.
Fuck your shit, you lamper.
Nice. Got point.
Crease are going
What did they
flank.
use? What did they use? Speed?
Bap ult.
Speed bap.
Whip,
Okay, so
bap
they have
ult.
tanks, high noon, fools.
Okay, team, listen.
Okay, don't
Jonas
get
sets up and we go and play through, okay? We need to go on the McCain. Don't ignore him. Fuck the tanks.
Go
Ignore
in
them.
the open so they cannot land.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch for the high noon.
I don't see them.
Yeah, main.
Okay, sorry for the no commentary there.
Just whenever.
100 cups coffee. Welcome, man.
Yeah, bottom left, I think.
Jason
You're
fighting.
just in time here for Flippy and Zeal to use their ults and pop up. Zeal is gonna get that sticky on, let's say,
Tracer.
I can
a
go,
tank.
I can go.
Can I grenade?
I don't
Or maybe
see-
Tracer.
Wait.
Whoa, he was so far.
Nice team.
Can we
Oh, he's going for the Tracer. Yeah, it's fine to duel the Tracer. That's what you wanna do, like,
Yeah,
otherwise.
they are. Can we go?
Whoa,
Okay, going.
easy,
3,
easy.
2, 1, engaging now.
I'm on creep.
It's what you wanna do because otherwise she is like free reign,
Okay.
and you just lose control, point control, and you get flanked.
They use Shatter, High Noon, Bongo,
And bap ult.
Babble,
And
Dog.
Babble.
They only have like fools.
Damn, Zeal is
Think once they get like below us, near us, we just stay fast.
Zeal destroyed on
I think-
Main
I think
and now on
Bongo
Tracer.
and bap ult.
Yeah, I know. I think
He tried on
I
Genji,
think you don't even
in the
stun
first
them,
round,
you just fucking go in.
but
Like,
Jonah was playing Sombra and just
But
TP'd
they've
him.
short Rein now, so it's easier to get.
Is there a goal in these pugs? It is to win and also have fun
Jonas set up.
and just it's like a
I whipped my
That close?
it's like a really high premium ranked ranked mode.
Can you get him?
But instead of SR, like the incentive is having fun and just like practicing, testing out stuff.
Stood on me.
Not really trolling or anything, of course. None of that.
Got the point, got the point.
I got a bad.
You're +2, help up Tracer. I mean,
What's one, what's one?
Good job.
can someone come
Are they playing boring meta?
Tracer and mini.
No, they're playing whatever they feel like. If they're playing what they think is strong, but also what they feel like.
Where's my...
They use it.
Um,
UK Judah.
Okay, can you...
they don't really want to play boring meta because that's it's sort of like an escape from live servers, if that makes sense.
Get them there, bottom left.
Since ranked is pretty bad on live servers, you play double shield all the time. It's pretty boring. You shoot shields.
Yeah.
This is a great alternative for practice, and it's really good for streaming too.
That's
I'm
point.
dropping main,
Their buff is top left. Window
Fogor's nanoed. He doesn't get anything, unfortunate. He's dead. He's most likely dead. No? Okay, gets out.
Bubbling
I
point.
can go for the 3.
Yeah,
I
JK,
can
go
go back.
contest.
Matt is
can
hard.
go for
Matt
3.
is
I
hard.
can go for 3.
Oh, Farah, watch out.
Going 3, going 3 point.
I'm going in now.
Timing.
3-1.
Slamming now.
Okay.
Still lamp.
Oh, dude, he denied the beat.
What the hell?
Monkey
He
as well.
denied the beat.
I got
Monkey
you.
family is one.
Monkey man.
You're the monkey. You're the monkey fast.
Have action.
He's a bit too excited.
He's low.
That's what
Oh, I think
the Lucio.
Up, continue.
Nice team. That's what the NA scene would say. Would call an Ajax beat.
Well,
I think that's more of a that's more of a get juggling in midair when you're trying to beat.
Get
Yeah,
smoked,
that was
kid.
more of a Jkaru monkey play than
Yeah, J-Card, dude, you looked like you were cracked out when you started spinning there after him.
Bro, look how many people I'm keeping in this corner, bro. They can't get out.
Absolute alpha
What the
male.
hell?
JKR.
Oh my god.
Absolute gamer.
vintage JK low play.
It's that guy.
It was pretty good, but like,
I've seen better.
I mean, JK,
I've done some.
it
better
would,
plays.
JK, it would have been better if you didn't see the fight before that. It would be pretty good,
I
honestly.
mean, I fed trying to save fucking Jonah, bro.
Well,
Yeah, he was just playing for content.
Okay, this is when the real content comes in. Godmu's here.
Okay. Jonna, just do what you and A10 do, you know?
You can go Winston.
Me play anything, me smart.
I meant timing go Winston, not you, Burger. No, Orisa Reinhardt.
Does everyone
Let's
want to do the winter map?
Let's go.
Attackers incoming in.
I mean, the Winston's pretty cozy. Actually, wait,
It is.
Orisa Bull is really good here. Actually, let me go Bull.
I'm going winter map, unless there's any objections.
I hate
Okay,
the wind.
Taimo,
Remember
I
my
need to pop
FPS
off.
is
Taimo, if you don't pop off, you're going Winston. Okay?
Oh my god.
What?
He's going to Winston
Why
jail.
winter map? It's bullshit.
You don't want it, Time.
I mean,
he's not into
I
Christmas.
don't care.
He's the
Subhuman.
Grinch.
Oliver, stop.
Orisa and Rein odd combo. Yeah, so
The Sudoku.
the way Orisa and Reinhardt like started to come up is because we had too few off-tank players who joined the Pugs.
He's trying to eat everything
So,
that can kill a cat.
When we put
basically.
two main tanks in both
what?
teams,
Just was starting.
they just how to say
Damn.
Five.
I think no.
5.
No.
Give
they
me
they
anxiety,
yeah.
full stop.
Sorry, I was distracted by the 5.
Hey.
They just man, these guys.
I'm panicking. I'm losing it.
5, 4,
Oh no, 4.
They just went for the comfort picks. That's what I mean. Sorry, I was
You put them in
I was
lane,
really
right?
distracted there.
Hands.
Like I've been watching scrims like for 4 years now, and I'm just conditioned to that. When I hear 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like my eyes just instantly to the screen. Damn, J-Card deleted.
Give them. I'm
I'm
kidding.
cutting.
Yeah.
So, whoa, Taimo. Okay, unfortunate.
Damn,
I
JK.
don't go Ryan.
Dude, they are rolling over them.
I'm running away. Let's go. I'll be the
I mean,
best.
as soon as I saw May, I just knew as soon as I go in, I'm instantly dead.
I just wish drone
Okay.
wasn't a thing.
Blank. Okay, go back.
Someone
Go
is
back.
breathing into that mic.
Back, JK.
Yeah.
Oh no, go left.
I
So
got
the way you beat Sigma Orisa, it's you can beat it with Orisa Rodog, or you can beat it with any Reinhardt comp.
Oh, what is he doing?
Oh
no. Forest, help him.
No, I'm cool,
Okay,
don't worry.
I got speed ready. We can hold close and speed onto them.
Oh no.
Okay, check out Danya. He's gonna farm here.
I have 5
Don't
seconds.
feed into anything.
Can you put him bottom right?
Yeah, I can pull.
Ash coming top.
Following
Is the volume on Discord, by the way, good
I'm fucking dying.
for voice chat?
Kidding.
Don't mind.
What do you guys want me to lower or increase it?
Enemy here.
I'm kiting.
Oh yeah, he is Linner.
Dig, 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 dig,
Oh,
dig,
like,
dig,
what
dig,
is
dig.
Okay, I'm kiting.
Stick my dead. Stay alive, stay alive. Watch your squad.
It's good. Nice, nice.
Orisa one.
I'm looking for a pawn, Bob.
Can you pull them? You can come on.
1-6-6. I'm kiting.
Destroy the shield, bongos. Why are they backing out?
I'm running. Let's go. I'll be the best.
Oh yeah. Ryan was dead. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
I'm done with that.
Makes
Ready,
sense.
bongo bap.
I didn't realize Ryan was dead.
I'm coming.
Does Orisa still feel OP?
Thank you.
I don't think so. So the thing with Orisa is that if you play Orisa Reinhardt here, Orisa will not die, but Reinhardt will die, and then everyone else will die. The way I see Orisa is that she's sort of like a premium Torb turret right now. A Torb turret that doesn't die. And
I'm saving next pool.
she just does single target the damage and you can out-heal that. Like, she's not that strong. If you look here, you play Reinhardt, because you have an Orisa, Reinhardt can't push in like as if he has a D.Va or Zarya. And the same thing with Orisa. You can't really use your halt or anything as if you have a hog, or as if you have D.Va bomb.
You're not dead.
So it's anti-synergy that will it will take some time, you know, for players to figure out how to play D.Va again, how to play Zarya again, because they spend so much time playing double shield, so that they're kind of like coded to or programmed to play main tanks.
I got him. Sick top.
Can we go get him?
Sort of like going back to Tracer after not playing Tracer for a long time.
Pulling sick.
I'm like 1 HP, I have the back up.
Oh
Can
shit.
I go back? Go back. Shielding you, Jake.
Can you get up? Speeding you back,
Yeah,
speeding you
I'm
back.
Nice.
Okay, let's go with
What
Bongo.
do you say? Bob Sig.
This might be a very weird question. Do most players prefer voice activation over push to talk? What about while on stage? Is that voice activation for all players? It's up to them. It's up to them. It's personal preference. I think most of them prefer voice activation because you don't have to think about when you speak.
He's low.
Get him.
Wait.
He's one.
Nice. Okay, bless you.
So whatever you say goes out into the mic then.
Fire striking him. You can catch him, maybe. He's a mid.
Okay, J-Car has a massive shatter coming up.
They use nothing.
Okay, they
I'm
have...
looking left. Can you watch top? I'm looking left. Somebody.
I'm looking up top.
Alright, I'm flanking. I'm gonna nade them and then use your
Yeah, I can't. I'm going top left. I'm
Ooh.
going top left.
But we should push him. We can push him. We're up here.
So you can just run behind the shield.
I'm not there. I'm now here.
Nice, nice shatter.
Drone.
Huge.
Pulling them. Get him, Jake.
He's one.
I'm pushing Orisa.
I'll get him. I'm dead.
He missed the shots. Oh, he missed the swings earlier when he wasn't there. Yeah, Rein is like a racing car when he has shield up. It's super nice.
Just go back.
Chief, welcome, man.
I'm actually gonna go back to Bull because they have them on me.
Okay, they still have DPS on... DPS and
I'm
support
taking
tools
top
coming.
left.
I missed most of the pugs last week. Do you have a TLDR on YouTube, or are you going to do one soon? I'm gonna do one right before the patch comes on Tuesday. And if you want to recatch or like rewatch some of the old pugs, there's a playlist on my YouTube.
I'm kiting.
When does the patch drop? I'm expecting it to be on Tuesday, because usually Blizzard takes like 2 weeks for PTR patch to push it to live.
Yeah, you
So that's what I'm like basing it on.
Basketball.
No. Like I thought he's like.
Let's watch some Zeal here.
He has like
I
another
know
like
you
few
fucking
seconds.
idiot, but it waits like fucking.
Peak, you're the best. Slam, you and everyone else here, you are the true MVPs.
Thanks, Xenon.
You are the best.
I'm gonna tie it from top.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, Daniel, watch out!
Yeah.
I'm gonna go power drive in. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, can you pull?
Pulling them now.
Watch this.
Bam, bam.
Ooh, the lamp.
I can pull in
Let's look at
4.
that, maybe.
They have Sigurd.
Nice try.
Nice. Oh, wait,
I
they're
have
back.
pull. I'm looking for a pull up off.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Power driving Zen at the
I'm
back.
going forward.
I'm dead.
No, you're not.
Sigma low.
What is blocking?
Orisa fortify.
Yeah, the Sigurd
Shoot shit.
Hunter.
Oh, I'm gonna get moved.
There's the Flux.
The Hunters are still
Good job.
waiting. Top, bottom left. Please, bottom left.
Okay, can you
I can pull them. I can pull them.
2, 1, go hit.
Huge, dude, huge pile driver.
Oh, they're all low.
Orisa.
Okay, he's super low. He's about to die.
Nice.
Oh, dude, he's so low.
They use
He was like 19 HP.
Oh, yeah.
1 HP.
Alright.
I'm kidding.
It's so easy to greed.
Main sleeping top left.
Pulling top.
Hunter Pongo back on.
I'm going back to Ryan.
Yeah, it's okay.
Keeping 5 straight.
May one. May dead.
Can you pull?
Nice.
Yeah, fuck it, I'm going in. I'm going in.
Okay, pull nade, pull nade.
Going in.
Pulling
So if anyone who doesn't know, this is Taimo, IWNL.
Oh shit.
Oh,
That as well.
Body shot, but still, good kill.
Yeah, disengage.
Zen Hunt, so...
We have Tyre and Bongo. Trans as well.
Ooh, nice.
So this is the bonga bab. Bonga bab.
Can you pull? Can you pull?
Perfect.
Oh my god, then low in the back.
Wait, I'm just...
Back up.
Put that on Reddit. That's a nice clip. Oh, well, it's actually just an it's just a, how to say,
Orisa behind you.
a couple of kills. 3k.
Bro, back is OP. Like,
Okay, go back.
why can he long range heal, bro? That's
I'm gonna die here.
Keep fighting.
Yeah, wait.
But actually, yeah, but it is actually good clips if you want to farm karma.
Content.
well, we're winning. I'm stalling.
Oh,
Coming back.
he's spinning to win.
I'll be the best couple. I'm going in.
Get OT.
Who's flipping? I can't remember who Flip is.
We have to give the enemy like a little bit of hope of winning, you know. Not to
Honestly, like, Baptiste is just OP. Like, why can he long range heal?
JK, why can you long range pin and die in the back line? I will
It's
never
not
know.
my fault that Baptiste healed him. Someone should
What do
have
you
called
mean
that.
it's not your fault? You
that
should have
actually-
thought about it.
It's your fault. It's your fault.
Why is it
It's your fault. Because you didn't call to me that Baptiste
What?
was respawning. So it's your fault.
Yeah, I'm sorry, JK.
I didn't know that we were.
Thanks, Peak, for the free karma. Oh, you're welcome, man. You're welcome.
It's okay. You're just sitting there trying to explain to me. It's like, okay.
It's so hard. This fucking like I can barely even like formulate.
Can you ask? I'm kind of curious. Well, you can Google, right? I'm watching. I'm spectating here, streaming. Can't be your personal Google
Here we're gonna
Google
learn
bot.
not only video gaming as its prime, but also
Flippy,
English.
don't know who
You
is.
have a pretty good English speaker here.
Yeah, JK Aro 19.
I wasn't talking about me.
Do we want to play
You were talking about Bulgur?
Hanzo May.
Let's see.
Let's go for it. Yeah.
Tymo.
Crazy person.
Oh, they're running Zarya Ryan. Nice.
For David. Let's go.
Yeah, press W, man.
David. Let's go.
What's up, YXL?
Verso 45.
Up right.
Oh,
Cut the lamp, cut the lamp.
kill the lamp.
Wait, bubble in 4.
Maybe.
Kill this lamp.
I can hold
I can bubble you again. I can bubble you again.
I'm 11 HP.
Wait.
Kill Ryan.
Got speed in 2. Got speed ready.
3, 2, 1. Let's push it now. Bobby, bubble.
Bubbled you. I'm pushing you.
Nice.
Take.
Do you see this?
Nice, good job.
Hanzo behind.
Finally,
So broken.
finally they
I have my
understand.
shield up and I'm being frozen.
Let's go forward.
I don't even see anything.
There's a map above if you
I'm
can
with you,
go.
Master.
I can go in
Yeah,
1
let's
second.
not do this again. Let's not do this
No.
again.
Fuck
Bro,
it.
please.
You
Let's
guys are
not do
alpha.
this again.
You
They have
sure?
fog, they have fog, they
Wait,
have
hang on,
fog.
I'm hiding here. Like, I'm gonna get
Okay,
shot.
I'll get out.
I'm here.
Oh shit. I'm
The
seeing
bubble is... They have no shield. And they have no 45. They have no 45.
He's free farming.
Oh, JK.
I'm on it.
I can't hiding.
Oh, watch out, Boger.
Okay, it's fine. It's
Oh
fine.
no, pocket me. No. JK, I hate you. I hate you with a passion of 1,000 men.
I'm dating Orisa behind.
It's not my fault.
Oh my god.
I'm back.
Map hunt on May
I have
of
shadow.
like 50, 60, pretty close. Wait, where everyone's here?
They have no lamp. We can like go with a shadow maybe.
Wait.
Everyone cross at the same time and like speed through.
Even we can even go without our widow. They still have no lamp.
They have no
Wait,
focus.
I have bubble. I'm here.
He's looking for a wall.
Alright, I'm ready.
I
Walk out.
Okay, go.
I can ult in May.
2, 1.
Ult in.
Go, go.
Go, let's go, beat it.
We can kill it. We kill it. Kill the bongo.
Where's the native?
I'll
Where's
leave
the
it.
native?
I'm allowed.
Toward turret.
Oh, I'm frozen.
Lay on me inside. I'm dead.
Bubble in 2.
I'm dead. Well, they use like 3
Fine,
on
yeah, that's
4 or 1.
4. These hunters.
Hunt on May, Bab. What else?
Bongo.
Bongo.
Okay, the Hog and Xenon. Actually,
You
no,
gotta
they don't
pick
have
on
Hog.
me as well.
Xenon.
That's huge.
Yeah, only Xenon.
I'm shooting us out.
But
I have an idea, team.
Do you bother me?
I'm going in the high ground.
I'll give you energy.
Oh no.
Watch this Grav. Grav coming in.
I don't need damage. Let's go, Jack.
They ran through Sigma and Risa, yeah. You just deleted them.
I can go.
That fridge example was very specific.
I already
It
got
is.
Let's fucking go.
It is. Like, that's exactly what I feel about main tanks. Like, it feels like it's so inefficient.
Can we go Hog 3, 2, 1, shoot.
I bubble you.
Go
Push,
to
push,
smoke.
push.
Someone.
Team.
Someone. I thought we were all going to kill
I
him.
killed you. There's Orisa behind you. Oh my god.
I'm so confused.
Team, why are you back?
He's just a turret.
Okay, we killed
Oh
this
no.
guy.
Go to
Oh,
Sosa.
no.
Here, Orisa.
kill the boy, kill the boy.
She has 45 up. She's
Dude,
unkillable.
he's fucking.
Oh my.
Oh,
Kill him, kill him, kill him. I freeze. Fucking tryhard.
Oh my god.
Nice 3k.
Content.
Easy.
Content.
Easy.
Under 3k in Pro Pugs? What?
They use Zen, Bap,
Hog and
Now they have Hog.
Hog and Junk.
Pushing up. I can
Hog
hear.
Hunter on
Hog
at
one.
least.
I'm almost there, team.
Alright, go back.
Shielding the cart.
I have it back.
I'm here.
They didn't touch if we get 3 and point.
You're welcome, by the way. Welcome.
On my sight.
Just watching Timo here pop off.
I have
Ooh.
no now. Okay.
Nice try. Oh, he's so low.
It's bubbling.
Then if Reinhardt, Reinhardt just goes in and you know dies, obviously it's not that good. But
We don't have any. Oh, we have beat. We can do something.
Back,
Guys.
back, back, back,
Go
back,
back,
back.
go back.
I have shot at it.
Just wait it out, wait it out, wait it out. They use Bong.
J-Car is trolling for sure. Yeah. Well, he's not trolling. He's just
We
like
can go with beat.
very greedy, very reckless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go in 3. We can still go.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't need them
I'm on your
Widow.
Rissa. No
Can you
45.
also? Never mind.
Can you wall down?
Yes, yes.
I don't
Drone,
love.
drone, 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 drone.
No one. Shot at no one.
Keep me alive, keep me alive.
Yeah, the shield was pretty good there.
I can go.
Yeah,
Don't kill the advance, lead wall.
yeah.
Thanks, above forward. You can nano burger.
You can't do that.
Go
You can't
burger.
pin in like
Go
that.
burger.
I've named 4.
Oh no. They strand.
I got
I gotcha.
We still win.
Push,
Speeding,
push
speeding,
me, push me.
fuck nailed.
Anyone else then Orisa is a good target.
Nice. We should hot spawn now. Hot spawn.
I bubble you. Go mas.
Hunter on the left.
Oh my
5
god.
seconds left.
So like if you take the energy J-Kara has,
I can just
like you take the
Bubble into.
high energy
right side.
and just direct it in a different direction that isn't Orisa,
It's gonna come.
it'll work much better.
This one.
If you do the roundup before patch drops live, will you ask all the pros for the opinion to have greater insights?
Okay, they use Nile
And
there. They have
I won't be able to do that because not like in one video. But what I've done instead is I've been talking with the pros, like inspected to chat like this, or ask them in Discord, listen to their comms, and that's how I gain all this like knowledge, so to say, and my own like own gut feeling, of course.
Kill him. You can enemy.
Oh my god, I missed it.
I'm freezing Bastion.
Go to point.
Pushing. No, I'm pushing
Reaper
back.
TP'd away.
Zen dead.
Reaper is going for the Widow.
Rissa point.
Two.
Point.
Tamo might win this. Oh, dude!
Bubble you now.
Just in time.
Okay, good.
Wall down.
No.
That's
Go
a
up.
charge. Nothing.
And JK, why do you ever question my Zarya, man? Like, come on.
I didn't question it. I told him to none of you. I knew you carry.
Guys, I'm so proud to see the Rein Zarya, but there are other targets than Orisa.
No. That was a troll.
Nah,
That should have been 6-minute timing.
nah, you did fine, man.
Wait, what about Orisa Zarya?
He says Zarya, no.
No, I've actually heard it's pretty good.
Okay, fuck it, let's go.
I didn't hear it from myself.
Do you want Lucy or Bap with that?
Having go back.
This is gonna
Go
be
Lucio
nuts.
and then you again. 3rd time's the charm.
You just go to Lucio and you just run around with our Zarya.
Yeah, I'll just be a personal speedball.
Don't tell him.
Incoming in
Oh no.
30
I can't
Not like
fucking
this.
out.
Why would you not get Zarya?
Yeah. I was just baited you, JK, so I can go Rein for one round. It was all going to plan. We pull fire stack and
Wait,
kill
guys.
down.
My hero damage is 8,666.
Cool down.
That's pretty crazy.
That's kidding.
Because it has the devil number. And that's not good. That's not good. I'm gonna close and reopen my game.
I want us to spam shields here and with Junkrat.
So yeah, if you didn't know, Orisa Sigma gets countered by Orisa Hog, for example, because if Orisa puts down a shield, Hog and Orisa, they can spam down the enemy Orisa shield, which makes it so that the Sigma has to use his shield, and if he doesn't use the shield, then
Actually correct.
yeah, they will just get spammed by enemies on the ground.
Go, do it.
So
We could have killed.
if you do use the shield, for example,
Team,
to
stop
protect your team as Sigma,
Yeah, still fail.
then a Hulk can come above you, and even if you remove the shield, there's 1 second cooldown that allows the hook to come in, and that's how it counters it.
Wait, I'm shielding you, Diamond.
Wait for our healers.
Yeah. The kinetic grasp no longer blocks it,
Like 40, 50 on blade.
which is really good.
Oh, Genji fucked up.
Get him.
Gotta kill him!
Oh my god.
Okay, team.
Okay, we
J-Core is a bit deep there.
Yeah,
Flip is popping off here.
I'm I'm dying a point. I'm dying a point.
Get out
There
there.
you go.
Nano on, Genji on, Monkey really fucking close. IB went dead late, I speed back and boop.
Yeah.
Be ready for it.
I think I'll go Orisa. Wait.
Okay.
The Widow's gonna be close. For sure.
They've got Sigma.
Sigma Winston.
Look at this.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, I'm watching.
Sigma is a great counter to Orisa on a one-to-one counter, or like how to say basis, because of the kinetic grasp. It allows you to just ignore the Orisa shots,
Okay,
Nano
team.
plays Monkey coming.
and you have a strong shield.
Shielding.
I can move them maybe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bait them to push. Widow's far back.
How good?
I'll get behind us.
Oh, Zeal with Nano.
I'll get behind us. Bullying him.
We all know what Nano on Fortify does, but luckily he finds the McCree.
I have Primal now.
And then by the time he's back, Nano's Fortify is gone.
Blade, Primal, and that's it.
And now you see, like, if you run a Winston,
Yeah, we're gonna
Orisa
play
gets
Monkey, but they
like
have
ends up
BT
alone,
walls.
and they just
Yeah, I can
ignore you
force
once
speed with my Primal,
Fortify is used
then
them.
we can nano me afterwards, I think.
Yeah.
I can pull them.
Actually, engage with pull and nano, and then.
Yeah,
they'll beat,
it
and
breaks
I can
super
just-
easy. It's like butter.
Okay, let's look at
Shielding.
nano. I'm taking damage from nano first.
I'm ready.
Okay, can
I
you go
can
in
pull.
3, 2, 1?
Pulling.
No.
I'm behind.
Nice.
Ana's
I'm
low.
pushing forward.
Oh no, J-Kara.
I'm on Orisa.
No, J-Kara.
I'm on Orisa.
Why are you on Orisa, Boger?
Pulling them.
There's so many targets behind
Keep
him.
him alive. Keep him alive. Keep him alive.
I can't.
That's fine.
It's winnable. Any
Yeah,
point?
trying to stay alive. I'm getting this mega.
I'm rotating.
Stay alive myself.
There's so many targets that he doesn't have, that he can shoot instead of Orisa.
I can go in.
I'm trying to get out from Reaper.
I got Draper maybe?
Fuck.
Yeah, it's okay.
How can he TP there?
Yeah, like it feels like there's
They need to send it down. Do Nano on.
there's much better how to say choices than Orisa, but then you still have the how to say maps that are good for Orisa.
can
Like
touch.
Junkytown is really good for Orisa because of the long range,
Touching now.
and you can use Hog for example
So let's go again.
and set up a Halt Hook.
I think we
So
can end
the combo Halt Hook is pretty
Just
good,
a little bit.
and it feels like Blizzard really wants to have one main tank with an off tank now. Because otherwise you get these really weird combos and really weird metas, and it just feels
Honestly,
unnatural
I
to
think
play.
if we stuck to the game plan and played the rest of Zarya, we might have won that.
I think.
Oh, that's how I feel. It feels like it's very unnatural to play double shield, for example,
I think that was.
and it's very unnatural to play,
We
let's
would've
say,
won.
Orisa
I agree.
Reinhardt, because
Sorry, JK, for adopting you.
you're moving like you're not supposed to, like you're conditioned to, or like it feels like Blizzard. They taught us, okay,
That's
Orisa, you don't play like
Go
Reinhardt.
bash.
You're defensive, you have limited, how to say, aggressive options,
Let's just go
and
May.
Reinhardt,
She's
he's
broken.
like a more like a hybrid towards
Where's the hype?
that
I
leans
feel like
towards
we
aggressive
feel like
plays.
we lost motivation after losing like that. We have to keep it up. This is the attack. We're gonna cap. It's gonna be 6-6. We're gonna win.
Well,
Let's
I
go.
know, like, maybe if you did stuff which we, like, talked about in
They need
VOD,
some music.
things
They
are
need
on
some
that point,
background
maybe
music
we would've won.
to make this sound good.
I don't know. It's kind of
My Zarya-
demotivating when you don't.
Yeah, I know.
don't do what
I
we
threw,
talked about
guys.
in VOD.
I threw. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't listen
Let's
to the
put
plan.
on
Alright,
Purple
let's
light.
pull, swing, nade.
Beanie Pop.
Yeah.
Welcome.
It's okay.
Incoming. Defend
They have Sigma.
Oh, Widow.
Sigma Widow.
I'm shielding. Team.
Orisa's on low ground.
Flippy versus Taimo.
Wait.
Boop them down.
I
Wait,
can
plan.
already.
Doom behind.
Okay.
Give me a life.
I'm ready to enable.
My shield is gone. My shield is gone.
Wait.
Can we go
Wait.
behind? Go
Yeah,
from behind.
Go. Shielding. Pulling.
Oh, Taimo's out in trouble.
Any Orisa?
He's fine.
Fortify.
Oof.
Pushing.
I'm
Pushing for hard.
Oh, I'm dead.
They help with Doom behind.
I'm on Doom.
That's sleeping
Doom
inside.
one. Doom solo.
But that is so AIDS. I think I have to go Winston. And just
The Widow-
disrupt the BAP.
I mean, Widow wouldn't do anything if they're.
It's
doing
already
it.
the Widow. It's the BAP and the Zen just like.
Bap on. Doom close.
I'm gonna go Winston and just be annoying to the BAP and Zen.
Okay, come.
So J-Kara going for Winston.
Kill the Orisa, but for BAP and Zen kills the
The right thing yet to do is, I think, Boger going Zarya,
Go, go, go.
and J-Kara could stay Reinhardt, like doing the same thing as before.
Any Orisa? Orisa nade?
Orisa.
Just one.
One. Kill one.
Draw.
No, it's fine,
Sigma can
I
die
guess.
Dead on point, dead on point.
Look at one. Look at one.
Yeah, Tech did kill himself.
I can go for Zen at the back.
And that's another mistake by J-Kara. He jumps in, and now you see, the jump is still on cooldown.
There. Can you stop
How are
that?
you supposed to get out, right?
Probably not.
And that's why you need something that can help Winston survive when he goes in.
If you want.
If you have to use the jump.
Okay, I'm behind them.
For example, he was jumping from here, and instead of jumping from this position, he could have gone all the way inside, go to the window, drop down, or to that window even. And then he has the wind. Yeah. Okay, he got sniped. And if he drops down from the window over here, this one, then he has the jump to get out.
Eddie, you fell down.
So the hero is still fine. It's just that you need to think as you play him.
He's one.
Oh,
Nice.
thanks for pushing you. We can catch
And
it
that's the issue.
Yeah, I can
It's very easy to not have to think on Orisa.
3, 2, 1, go.
We don't know Gapo, JK.
I'm on the
Inside.
Sigma right now. Kill lamp.
Drone.
You can die.
He has to die. Nice.
I'm on Widow.
I'm on high ground right now.
Am I alive?
No, firing the back.
I'm nading Orisa. Wait, never mind.
Kill Orisa if you can.
I can engage in 2.
Oh my fucking.
Map is one.
Orisa 1.
I should have beat it. One.
I'm doing.
Map
I'm
is still one.
Nice.
On top.
hiding a bit. I can.
Zen is behind us.
Then it's behind somewhere, yeah. Give 1 point.
Behind us.
Do I need to beat it?
Unfortunate.
We catch him, we kill Zen.
Go on, Zen.
He's
Zen dead.
Go, Masa.
Now you kill whatever is on point.
I can
Go
go.
target. Go, team 1 point.
2 point.
I'm on point now.
What about
Oh,
I'm
nice try.
I'm contesting. Let me contest. Third monkey in the back.
Oh, he's sleeping. Monk's sleeping. Ball and Monkey 1 HP.
Let's go,
Literally.
Masa on Lucio.
I'm
Back
out
in
of
2
that.
seconds.
You're actually winning.
We win
Monkey's
this.
1. Ball is 1 as well. Ball is 1. No, he's not on.
Slamming him. Oh, he booked him. Get the ball.
Well,
Nice.
Man, I thought we needed to beat on the live there.
It's fine.
It was a nice transition between the widow scopes.
we would have lost if you
Yeah, that's just coincidence.
I don't know, it's fine.
I'm not very good at how to say spectating like a professional.
You can go Rein if you want to.
I only spectate like this, you know,
I'm gonna go Ryan into
because that's the top-down view.
They use at least Doom
When
and
watching
Did
strats.
they say null? I think they did.
But
Yeah,
we're getting better. We're getting better.
Okay. So let's say they have bongo close.
Okay, time to see what the visor can do. They can go for nano visor even.
Like Mercy here.
Nice try. Nice try.
Break Ursa shield.
I'm flanking him.
I'm
Zenith,
going
put him right,
in. I'm
Zenith,
going
put
in
him
with mine. I'm going in
I
now.
got punch.
I'm gonna nano you, JK.
Slamming.
Reaper 1 behind you.
I force stance again. I got 1.
Oh no!
Orisa.
I boosted Orisa in. I got 2.
Ursa low. Ursa fortify.
I mean, Reaper.
Damn, the enemies are just chasing too much. The red team, I mean.
Good. I'm swapping. Wait.
They use trans. Anything else?
It was just trans there.
Yeah, they have like Doom. Doom.
Two more coming up to beat.
Oh, Bogor on Nazara. Nice, nice. Visor is useless.
Okay.
Yeah. In that situation, it was.
You can bait the Doom.
It was useless because there was a trance and a diva.
I can bubble.
So the diva was behind him, pressuring him,
I might have.
and the trance was just healing up everyone, so it didn't do anything.
I can
But
go for shadow.
it was just a bad situation, I think. You don't have much, how to say, value in Visor, so you might as well just use it. Oh no, he's body blocked.
Grenaded.
Reaper's behind us.
I shot at Ursa, Lisa.
Yeah, of course. Push.
Ooh, almost got the beat. Their DPS is dead, so Bogor needs to survive here. He's the main damage dealer.
Ursa fortify. I can't charge Doom.
Nice.
I can bubble in 2.
Ursa 1. Ursa 1 CP.
Keep Bogor alive. Bogor should stay alive.
Oh, they're going for me.
Yeah,
Oh,
shooting,
watch out,
shooting.
Bogor.
They done the Reaper. Point.
Dodging.
I don't understand the focus on Milky Man.
It's fine. If I played Zarya on the second defense, would have won.
Not gonna lie, when I thought the Orisa and Lisa died when I shot them. Like,
Or
they
if
killed-
you just play Metacomp.
What do you mean? The only reason we won are here on our attack with second point almost was because I played bow and I killed 2 people. So I don't know about you guys. Metacomps are boring.
Bow's pretty meta though.
Yeah, but
I
Rein
really,
bow
think,
is-
Damn.
I really think that it's gonna be Rein, Orisa, Lucio, Bob, May, Reaper, everywhere. Unless it's like Gibraltar or something. I don't know if
I
other
wouldn't mind
comps
that.
are actually good.
I think.
You
Yeah,
wouldn't
I agree.
mind that.
I think
They think it's gonna be Ryan Orisa.
May Orisa are
No.
both are just.
I think
so
Maybab is getting
I think
better.
Orisa is. I think Orisa is still S tier, and everyone who says Orisa isn't meta.
Yeah, it's they are so used to
Yeah.
focusing on Orisa. I think that's the issue.
Orisa is still so fucking broken.
Danny is just
And
hating Orisa. I don't
you
know.
just play like May Reaper or Orisa with like a Rein
Everyone's like
Lucio Bob.
trying to
It's
kill
like,
Orisa as if you have to.
You just go into
You
the
have.
fight.
You don't have to kill Orisa at all. Like you.
It reminds me of a
It's
composition we played last
Yeah,
night
yeah.
as well. May Reaper Sigma Orisa.
it's like a Lucio in your
I wonder
backline
how long May
in the middle of
Reaper
a fight.
gonna
Like you ignore the Lucio, go for something else.
Funny spot.
Yeah,
Go
do
with
a
Sven.
funny spot.
The thing on live servers, you need to kill the Orisa, otherwise the shields come up.
Again.
No, it's
Here,
a really
who
it's a
cares?
really silly
Hello?
position.
You're wrong. Shut.
I'm wrong?
Yona, you're in the wrong one.
Wait, I'm in
Guys,
the
we need to
wrong
hold
one?
them.
Goodbye,
Orisa-
Yona.
Oh, I'm joining the other team.
Oh,
Yeah, but I
shit.
want
Bye,
to play
Yona.
with my friend.
Jonah, get out. Right.
Okay, fuck you guys. I unfriend all of you. You know what?
Guys, we need to hold close. Come, look. This spot's epic.
Shouldn't I play high ground either way so I can?
Would you say that during double shields, Sigma was the more broken one between him and Orisa?
I think I play
When
high
he had a
ground.
lot of damage, he was the more broken one. Yeah.
Wait, did they patch
And then
this?
Yeah, they patched all of these spots. They
Well,
patched
No
them.
way they patched
between him and Orisa in an isolated environment, I think
That's
he's the
fucking
more
around
broken
for
one.
ages, though.
Yeah.
And
it's also their bridges and they patched them.
if you look at the team, how to say, team environment, or like across the whole team, Orisa would be the more broken one because
Shield.
Sigma is really good as well. If-
Vertex are coming from
I don't know how to phrase it any better,
Monkey.
because the halt enables so many combos like punch, like halt punch, halt slam, halt doomfist ult, halt flux, halt may ult, halt reaper ult.
Monkey. Monkey outside.
But if Sigma wasn't that good, I don't think you would be able to run doomfist.
Okay, pulling.
Actually, Sigma is the more broken one. Yeah,
I can go in
that
2
makes more
seconds.
sense.
I go back on Logan.
Because then you wouldn't have the defense for May, for like
sure
Doomfist and everything, Reaper.
Pulling. You there?
What's the one?
Oh damn, Jonah.
I'm dropping.
I'm on Widow. Running away.
I got one shot at. What the fuck?
Gotta clean with it.
Pulling.
I think I got shot by Anna.
Because of Nana, I'm just saying, I'm taking on the point.
I'm going back, Jake.
Kinda close. Genji
none of the
sleeping top left. That's all that.
Do you see
Genji
the
top
Widow?
left.
He's gonna die.
She's on
He's
point.
dead. He's dead.
I'm just stalling the point. You just go regroup.
I'm
Use Nana
Monkey.
instead.
Nice.
Monkey dead.
Tried.
Good. Pulling
They
ball.
use Nano.
You have no
They
heals.
Mind Blade.
So Neo Orisa, like ignoring old Ryan.
Not sure
It's
about
like
Monkey.
70 or
No, you don't ignore old Ryan. In goats, you would destroy Ryan. Otherwise,
Go on me.
Pulling ball.
Yeah.
otherwise he provides too much protection.
Genji above.
Kane,
I have pull.
There they have also.
I don't know why, but it's like
Here.
Yes, no dislike.
they're so focused on, or like fixated on
Genji purple on me.
the tankiness of Orisa when it doesn't even matter.
Sleeping top right. Mercy on me. Yeah, it's Mercy one. -2. Yeah, raise.
this is actually winnable. This is winnable.
I bongo you. Let's go, JK.
Or I don't see how it matters at least.
Actually won both.
Really good job there.
Okay, pop off.
Oh, they should kill Hammond.
I can maybe rise.
Oh, what? How did she stay alive? What?
Ah, unfortunate.
Taking high ground. They use Monkey.
I'm gonna go for a Zeal here.
Mines. Nano Blade.
If they keep on playing, like focusing the Orisa and stuff. Oh, dude, Zeal.
Wait for everyone.
Never mind. Well, I was gonna say like,
I see him, he's behind a wall, and I died to fucking E. It's crazy.
I was gonna say like, if they keep on playing Orisa on the blue team,
Widow is left. Widow is
they're no longer the PogChamp team. They're not like going for the plays, for the content.
Jump.
Wait, careful, Widow.
They got Blade.
I'm going for Widow.
Because we can all play ranked right now and we have the same experience. But we don't have the same experience when we watch Zeal.
Pulling. On point.
Winston's on me.
Widow on point.
Watch this.
Widow right side.
Oh, he was getting ready there.
Down ball.
Yeah, he tried to mind game, expecting
He's hard throwing.
I'm fighting.
he expected enemies to just
Pulling monkey.
use stuff on him.
Mercy does well. Above Widow Winston.
Ball sleeping.
Nice headshots.
Pulls one.
Oh!
I'm stalling point. I'm dead there.
Widow dead. Widow dead on time.
Mercy dead.
Yeah, he can't move.
It's freaking testable, maybe.
I can touch with 45.
Oh, Monkey Ball is so broken.
I'm coming with primals, dude.
Hear that?
Yeah.
You can survive for 1 second now.
Pulling.
Monkey Ball is not broken.
I can touch him too.
Not in my
It's
opinion.
winnable, not me.
minus
Get
two.
you one, get you one, get you one.
Go on.
Minus
Monkey,
one,
monkey.
don't see
Give us
that.
monkey.
I'm taking a card.
Even.
I got
Oof.
stuff. I'm not in card, someone has to go card.
I'm cut.
Nice focus.
What did they use? They used none of the fight before that blade.
Nano, blade,
Fine.
primal.
So
It is nice, yeah.
back on. Mercy half.
There's a Genji still behind.
Yeah,
Genji
so
behind, yeah. Left
I think it's just how to say
He's low, half.
he's just ventilating in the moment because he's also switching off the Widow. You see, he's on Tracer now because he got owned by 2 heroes that can easily destroy a Widow.
What?
And then call them broken.
How long with this?
I can dive with backline.
Sure, they're good,
Monkey.
but it's not broken. Broken is like double shield on live service. Broken is like old brig.
Without that.
Go, go,
Here.
go. Go with me down here.
What about this is broken? This is like
Pulling ball.
the Orisa we saw just now has been in the game
Use Valak.
for years. Like you just walk up to people, fortified, headshot.
Ball might be in bank.
Yeah.
Bobby,
Normal.
if you wanna poke.
Monkey blade on nano close.
You don't play Hydra?
I'm going top.
I'm gonna
Okay, Milky Man with the primal.
Yeah.
We can dive together.
Boys
Jake.
going left side. Yeah, JK and Danny are gonna look for a dive in the back line.
All bottom left.
And if you look at the blue team comp as well, it doesn't really make sense because
2, 1,
there's not much synergy.
Mercy half, Mercy half,
Yeah.
behind him.
I missed.
Anders
Take
one.
one.
Without top left.
I'm gonna kill Mercy.
Oh, Z!
Genji one.
Dead. I'm no.
Catch Aldo.
I got Genji. I'm monkey.
I
I'm
can
monkey. I'm pushing.
I'm not going to.
Ball him,
I will kill it, don't worry.
Nice, Danny.
ball him back.
Dude, Danny
ball
popped
back
off there.
Top left, I think. Top right. Ball,
60 seconds.
somewhere.
I'm going top.
Is it either in spawn or top right? Can we help our Anna?
They have double sniper. Well, I'll hold
I'm
this
just gonna
point,
go be
have
annoying on the back lane.
They
I went
have
back.
They got Bab down, Bab Mercy.
He's on
Sonic.
Awkward is really good on Ana. Yeah, we're gonna check out Awkward as well when he's on Ana.
Oh, this hands are coming. Can you kill it? Go.
You fight with him.
Oh, nice stick!
Looking. Wall behind, top left, top
I'm going
left.
forward.
Danny's definitely feeling,
Yeah.
I would say, much more at home when he's on Tracer and he doesn't have to worry about the ball and
I can't push
monkey.
Monkey.
Can we kill ball?
I'm only down.
I'm trying to base on the can push me.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, the nano.
Mercy.
I can't. 2
I
seconds
think-
to go for him.
I'm kiting. They slam.
It's half. I'm gonna go fight with him.
Can we engage? I'm pushing forward.
I'm
On my seat.
on ball now.
Fight with half.
Nice.
Please go for the widow on top of
Go in 2 seconds. I'm going back.
Oh, nice try.
Nice.
Nice.
The one thing I need to know when to play Tracer in this meta.
Wow, team. We did it.
What do you mean,
I set
the one thing?
card. It was pretty crazy, actually.
Ready for
Oh, the one thing, like, if you mean, like, one tip. What would that be?
It's almost impossible to play double sniper or like sniper against the ball and monkey. It's like you just cannot do anything.
It's impossible to play snipers in the ball anyway. 'cause
Yes,
it's such
yes.
a broken character.
But yeah,
Probably fine.
I think you forgot to mention what the thing is. That's what I was confused
I
about.
mean, like it's
The
5
only,
versus
the
1.
only reason ball is so oppressive is because like he's so over buffed that, and then they buffed like these other characters like Mei. But if
When to
you
play?
don't
Oh
play
yeah, you
Mei,
mean when
you
to
can
play
just play
Tracer?
ball and do
Ah,
whatever you want.
Yes,
But
I mean,
You can play Tracer
Then if the enemy team picks like Mei, Reaper,
as long as
Yeah.
if they don't run McCree, Brig,
snipers, and you have to pay Mei Reaper,
Lucio,
Yes.
stuff like that,
yeah,
then you're fine.
literally, yeah.
So
Then you're fine.
fast.
Otherwise, it's gonna be really
They buffed all
difficult.
these characters to counter ghosts, and then they made 2-2-2, and they didn't nerf any of the characters.
What do we wanna play? They have made us Hansa.
Yeah, I think we play Ball Monkey.
I don't want to play McCree's. I feel like their fucking tanks are just always running on me 24/7.
Yeah,
So annoying.
they want the cloud for killing time, then post it on Reddit. Let's go, team.
Genji ends up on
Monkey top left, monkey top left.
I'm gonna go harassing.
Okay, same thing here.
Yep.
Winston. Wow. Guys, I don't even have time. I don't even have time to talk about why Orisa is bad with Winston here
Monkey one in mid.
before Orisa is dead.
Nice.
Genji on
Genji,
top.
get your point, get your point.
Yeah, coming.
Killing teabag, killing teabag.
Please, we have to spread this information.
Teabag.
Do not run this comp. It is bad.
I'm in their spawn team.
Yeah. They got break now.
I'm kiting.
Break 3.
McCree break.
It wasn't the comp really, he just forgot to use shield and stuff.
Engage whenever it
It's
is.
the die.
Well, the first
Monkey,
one.
monkey,
Okay.
monkey's left.
Yeah.
Check this.
I'm coming to I'm coming.
Okay, I can bait them into me maybe.
Okay, halt is used. What do you do now?
Card. I'm contesting card. I have 4 people
Genji
on
no
top.
deflect, Genji no deflect. Like,
me
close left.
I'm gonna go push up in main.
Monkey one.
Anything
Inside
bit
left.
though?
I ain't healing.
I can actually go bubble his heals and you can kill him. He's low.
Monkey low.
There's the halt.
They're farming
Heal
now.
me
now.
left. Heal me left. Heal me
Focus
left.
bubble.
Let me-
Genji
I
on.
Genji
want
on
it.
me, Genji on me,
I'm
Genji
going
on me.
How can you heal me?
Slamming now.
I'm on the Orisa.
You have to heal.
I'm healing.
Heal Timo.
My jump got fucked up.
Jakar is dead.
And then
We beat the monkey.
Yeah, that's what happens when you run into a...
Monkey's
Nice,
sleeping.
he's on.
Like, what is he expecting?
We get the monkey.
Wait. Left side. I'm booping him.
I promise you guys, he's magnetic.
Okay. Let me get 2 seconds and we engage, okay?
Monkey ult
I got it.
close.
I'm going in. I wanna go. Going in now.
okay, I'm here now as well.
Engaging right side, Anna.
Anna back line.
Monkey on me.
I'm down here.
Where are you?
feeling, I'm
Fuck,
feeling.
Anna one.
I'm feeling.
Anna one.
Hello. I'm going for Anna.
Anna is one. Still one.
Feeling.
One dead.
Get you one. Get you one right now. Get you right.
I'm dead,
One.
I'm dead.
Fuck.
Pick me and look.
I can't talk.
Monkey sleeping point.
Killing break.
Can you get the bongo?
I'm coming back with
I
mine.
can kill it.
They're blade.
Isn't it
Genji now,
sad,
Genji
sad
now,
at
Genji
the...
now, everyone Genji.
I can't go for
Well, it's not... Hype, the hype is not dead.
Bongo dead.
One.
There's just not much stuff released. It's like Project A.
Behind us.
There's no real hype for Project A anymore, because there's, like, we already know what's gonna come.
Nice.
Popping the Anna hills. Winston has the Anna hills.
Monkey, monkey, monkey.
He's one,
Monkey one. Get him.
That's how it works with everything.
Monkey. I'm sleeping.
Okay.
Don't heal.
I'm on ball.
I've got nade on.
I got him.
We have the focus break.
I'm gonna look for a slam. Slamming now on
Popping
point.
Anna hills. Anna has no hills. Focus break. Break.
I'll break.
Break.
Oh, let's see.
Oh, it cannot
No,
fight.
Oh, no. Try spear. Nanoed.
Because armor.
I have
I'm dead.
It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage.
They use Brig Monkey.
I'm gonna see 9. Just fall back.
They have High Noon. Mines.
Nice C9.
I'm gonna swap ball.
Yeah, it's a raid boss.
Wait, I'm gonna bait them. I'm gonna bait them to me.
They're actually looking at me. What the fuck?
They're stream
I'm going to
sniping.
go. Maybe I can.
Okay. The Kree's throwing actually. The Kree's hard throwing.
Oh, no.
So,
Watch out, Jonah.
Wait for me, time. Ball sleeping. We can go with Nano
I can
Monkey.
pull
wait,
ball.
kill this ball.
Yeah, I can punch. 3, 2,
Go.
1.
Pulling him.
Kill
Get
enemy
him.
as well.
Get him. Just one. I'm hacked.
Oh, there's the nano.
Someone behind me.
Getting
Nine noon, number one.
blocked.
I can
Oh,
go
sleep.
in, I can go in.
Nice,
I'm on
nice.
break.
Pulling on point. Machine. Big one.
Jakaro.
Big one. I got it.
Anna's one as well.
Another one.
Dead. I'm back.
Nice.
I'm dead.
I'm on
Nice, man.
It's 2 for 2 winnable.
break. You're dead.
There we go.
You're one out.
Point.
Thanks.
Pulling tanks.
Monkey point.
Monkey. Turn monkey. Everyone.
Killer!
Monkey dead.
Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? He tried to hack.
They use Monkey.
Finally.
High Noon.
The payload has reached
They have
the
mines.
checkpoint.
Brig.
Nano.
They have EMP, don't they?
What about Raleigh? Yeah, he should, yeah.
Yeah,
He's like
EMP.
70 on the EMP, he will get it this fight.
Yeah. Pulling above.
Zira's EMP. Do you guys think it's gonna be a big EMP?
That's fine.
Or a small one? Or non-existent? I think it's gonna be a big one. Watch this. It's gonna be a big one.
I say it's gonna dodge EMP. I'm gonna stay on card, okay? Pulling break on top.
Ball is right. They
That's fine when
wanna
it's
go now,
reset.
I think.
They don't. They're in the main. They're gonna wait
Watch
for the
this.
rest of the go.
Team split, don't stack.
Ball is still right.
I'm poking this ball. I'm not laying this up.
Pulling top, break. Break is down.
Bad timing.
I'm coming point.
Ball
I'll do some
sleeping
rocks on
with me.
me.
Okay, it's a small one.
I'm cutting.
It was
Copy you,
two.
Bug, if you need.
Nano
Very
in
good.
10.
Yeah, just wait for Nano. Wait for Nano.
Wait, what the? I thought we were gonna push.
Do we still go?
Yeah,
I'm
we
on
kill
course.
Ursa. Can you go?
Three on high ground. Yeah.
I'm on time.
Ursa low. They're gonna do Ursa.
We need to deal with McLean on top.
We lose this.
Okay.
We lose this. It's reset.
Yeah,
There you go.
They use a lot.
EMP rally, no.
I called it. You can bring it out there.
Nice kill.
Just go. We go bongo. I throw my bubble over the Ursa.
Pick, you
and
should-
then I jump in the Kree, okay?
It's terrible.
You just instant cut Ursa.
So they still have high.
Yeah, I should.
Go forward.
I don't know.
I forgot to do it.
Let's
I forgot to do it.
Just no gold.
Yeah, okay.
With my bomb. I wanna
Speeding
go.
in 3, 2, 1.
Pulling now. Get her.
I'm bubbling her. She has no heal.
High noon coming in.
Push forward.
Jonah
Keep
needs help.
going,
Nano,
keep going.
speeding.
Oh.
Falling.
Two and
Kill
two.
him.
Ash. Hold up, watch out.
Pulling them.
Oh, watch out, man. Watch out.
Top left, Kree, top left, cut.
Go heal, I'll speed you, go.
Ah,
Dead. Going to.
Let's play close to mine.
Good kill though. J-Car oh no, Exo is dead.
She's out. Care for the Krieg. He's gonna go top left again.
Point 4.
Oh no.
Got a dash. I got a dash.
The pre-fire there.
McCree top left.
Big one.
McCree top left ulti.
Why does J-Car always damage tanks as Monkey? It just seems like he never does anything. MP Ultra 25. I wish I knew. I have no idea. I think he's just autopiloting. I just think he's autopiloting. Or he does it intentionally for some reason. I don't know why. But it's really bad to just primal on Orisa, for example. Or jump into Orisa that also has a McCree and Brig with her.
Ash top right.
Doesn't take Elon Musk, you know, to figure that out.
Can't get to play the game.
I'm alive. I'm on.
I'm going to Krieg top left. Krieg top. Preload. Come down it.
Yeah, I'm going on Ash now.
I'm gonna go point.
I think
Oh.
he won that.
But he's been always targeting tanks, regardless of what he's on.
Did they?
So I think he's just autopiloting.
Yeah, we won.
Like he's too used to shooting tanks from scrims, from ranked, etc.
No,
And
we won.
just the mentality is
That's
like
a win for us.
locked in on, okay, gotta focus on tanks.
Be right back.
Did both teams get stopped at the same spot? I think
Welcome.
blue team lost this.
Oh no! Stop lying.
Okay, Flippy versus Jonah. I'm gonna go for the blue team this time.
What's popping?
What?
Do we actually want to go goats here and just hold their spawn?
Yeah, we can. It's good.
Yeah.
J-Car is undefeated. It doesn't mean it's any
We
good.
don't play it, but yeah.
I don't care. Like, it's
If I
also
play against
fun to
6-year-olds
just play good.
and I just go whatever, you know, doesn't mean it's good,
Reaper
right?
May with Moira, Lucio.
No, go Lucio Bob. I think it's better. And then we play with Rein instead of Sigma. I think that's the method.
Let's switch me and take around then. Come
Yeah.
speed.
Oi, lads.
Hello.
Nice. Diva.
Try speed still on main spot.
Yes. I'm gonna get 7 funny blues.
Zeal Farah. It's possible to go Farah, yeah.
Strats now.
That's for days.
Very nice. Laat eens doen dat, jonker.
Team, go goats.
J-Car is on... Okay, I'm gonna go back to red team. Because they have an off-tank now.
They're holding close with Lucia. They have goats.
Wait.
Okay, never mind.
Rein's above. I'm slept.
I'm gonna sit here. There's no way I'm gonna sit and watch.
Rein in.
Rein.
Sit and watch
Rein half.
Orisa spell.
Yes.
Where do you think Zarya stands in the next patch? I think she's gonna be played with Reinhardt on payload maps.
Orisa killable.
It's not being played as much right now because I don't know. It feels like they just
Back there.
try to force tanks too much. Like they try to shoot tanks and they try to be super
Go
tanky.
to seal. Go to seal. We
And they're not really like
Farah's gonna go to the
opening their horizons or like expanding a horizon.
It's fine. I need to
Wait, shoot Farah, shoot
Which
Farah.
is normal. It's normal. It's normal for pro players to do this. Every time the meta switches, like I feel the exact same thing.
3, 2, 1. Pushing on left side.
Pulling them.
They don't like change. Or maybe they do like change, but
Rein's 1.
they want change on their terms.
Farah. Mercy half. I can shatter if they overextend. Yeah, let's just die.
It seems like it's working. Some guy, you just jinxed it. You just jinxed it.
Wait, don't we want to keep that?
Any boopers?
I think Anna's better, no?
I mean, yeah, we need something to do now, Farah. Anna is fine.
I am Beba's fine too, but I play.
That's fine, don't worry about it.
Shoot the Farah once to get it off.
Shoot it all.
Xrap is on Zen here, and if he stays alive long, like a long time in fights,
Let's go from inside. Chill.
the longer he stays alive, the more value he gets
Anna, can
from
you
the
come in?
Discord.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah, we need to push.
Because yeah, you
go for
how
speed
to say
shatter,
amplify
speed shatter.
damage.
Go now, if you can.
I'm pulling them back.
I'm gonna shatter Hanzo. Back left. Hanzo. Okay, I'm shattering
Easy,
myself.
easy kill.
Try and keep the armor.
Far one.
Are they?
Nice.
I don't think we can touch.
Is Moira still meta? No, Moira is not meta anymore because she's much weaker now for healing, and she has a very situational use now. She's more like an alternative if you don't want to play a certain healer in ranked. But in pro play, I don't think she's gonna be played as much
Ryan close.
because they're just healers that does a better job like Zen or Anna.
I'm going inside. I'm going inside.
How often will a double shield be played? I don't know. I don't know. It's like predicting the future. I wouldn't be streaming. I would be betting on stocks. I would be betting on football games and stuff. Like if I could see the future. But to estimate, I expect double shield to never be played once Overwatch League starts. Maybe like 5%, 5% of the time.
We just wanna nano me out and
That's just my gut feeling, because it does not make sense.
Yeah, go from middle.
I understand it's tanky and it's strong, but it's not efficient. It's not efficient as goats. Goats was like a machine.
3, 2, 1. Nice mercy.
And because it was so efficient, it was good. Welcome, Nate. Welcome, man.
Rain 1.
Keeping line of sight. Going deep on Ryan. They're all 1. Ryan 1.
Oh,
Ryan
nice
1, Ryan
poop.
1.
Nice pin him in.
Oh, push together, come in.
Farah halfway
Always inside, always inside.
Ryan Zarya, meta come back, please. Yeah, I think Ryan Zarya is gonna come back in the meta based on the map. And what's gonna switch is the DPS that you're playing.
Yeah, let's
For example, you can have a McCree comp to counter a Pharah comp. You can have a Pharah comp in order to counter Reaper May, for example. You can have Widow to counter the McCree.
still you need to look for the May ulti.
So there's multiple ways you can counter the DPS, and I think the tanks stay because of the map layout.
Get Ryan. Where is the May?
Obviously, you can play Winston here,
Widow's
but
bottom right.
you see how many sharp corners
Okay,
there
I'm
are.
gonna jump in behind them and
This is sort of like King's Row, but reversed. Instead of the corner on the right side, it's on the left side.
I'm trying to block.
And you use these corners in order to break line of sight.
Merci Rock. What?
Apex Predator, welcome, man. How you doing?
Oh, Ryan feeding.
Go on.
Nice. Think you can go reset if you feel, but you can.
Does Junkrat fit into the meta at all?
Yeah, careful
I
Widow.
would say he might fit in on 2 CP.
It's 5v5.
He's very good on Anubis, for example, because you can bounce on the walls behind enemies.
Widow in here.
You can shut down Tracer really easily. Your traps are very good at denying space.
Widow half.
On King's Row as well, I don't think he will become meta, but he's a good alternative in ranked, for example. If you don't play hit scan or whatever. Will Classic Dive return, or is Genji going to be permanently trashed? No, Classic Dive has already returned. We saw that a lot yesterday on Gibraltar. We saw it on Helios. And yeah, the players there aren't super comfortable with playing D.Va, for example. But we had Nevix in yesterday, and he just owned everyone on D.Va. The team that didn't play D.Va, they said, I think we should have switched comp when they lost once. So it's interesting.
I can nade maybe.
I'm looking inside.
But yeah, I think it's back.
He's one. He's headshot.
I need help.
Now you see him, double shield. What does it do? Not much.
Yeah, none of me now.
But also Sigma doesn't do much to counter it. And he's dead.
Dead. Going deep into you.
Damn Bogar.
This is the one.
Stay in half.
Gonna die.
You weren't around when it was played.
I'll go deep with one.
So it was it got popular because of Rogue. They were really good at the comp and they made it popular, and then everyone else started copying, and yeah, they just found out this is a very efficient comp.
Thanks
nated. I can't. I mean, I went in, but
You had a lot of options, a lot of mobility. So with a lot of options, you can adapt really easily on maps, and it's very difficult then to counter you. Isn't Lucio Zen super low sustain? Sure, it is super low sustain, but that's not the goal of the comp. When you're looking at dive right now with the mindset of maybe goats or something, like where the goal is having high sustain and high tankiness. And the players are doing the exact same thing when they play Orisa Reinhardt here. So why not instead try and look from the perspective of how can we kill something quicker than we die? And that's where Zen comes in. Lucio was used for the beat. Beat was spread out like really far. The healing aura was almost global. I think it was global. No, it wasn't. But it was line of sight like super far. And what else?
We can try to just go probably double snipe.
Tracer was just really good with Winston. You land at the same spot. And then you have Genji for the blade. And you had like a well-rounded kit. You think Brass and Leaks are correct? I can't answer because I don't know. I simply don't know. But I would say it's not out of the question. You have a YouTube channel, right? I do. If you write exclamation point YouTube like this.
Pulling them now.
1 second. There we go. They get the channel. Well done by blue team here. The communication is really strong on blue team.
Nice. Oh my god, send one.
Push.
Reinhardt and Hanzo pushing me.
You see, the Reinhardt doesn't do anything.
Rein's pushing.
When you have a solid communication like this, you gotta start thinking, and that's the issue with the red team I noticed.
Can you push
They don't really, well at least the tanks, they don't really, how to say, adapt as much as they have to.
Yeah, peeking 2. Yeah.
Nice fire strike.
I'm almost back, it's winnable. Full target.
That's a really good window.
Hanzo inside. Nice.
Right behind.
Yeah, I'm shooting the Rein.
He's off, below you.
Very good positioning by red team.
I'm so dead.
Yeah, red team just had way better positioning there. Aren't all of them main tanks though? Boger and J. Carl. Oh, they are, but it doesn't mean that they are thinking. They are thinking to some extent, but last couple of maps, J. Carl has been magnetic to tanks. Regardless of which hero he's on, regardless of what he's doing, he's always on tanks. And he's autopiloting. Not saying he's not playing bad, like he has really good mechanics on Winston, but if you direct, like, if you take the focus from tanks and put it on anything else, like literally anything else than Orisa, when it comes to killing enemies, he's gonna do so much more. He's gonna have so much more impact. But you see, when you play this, like, when you play Orisa like this on live servers for, let's say, 4 months straight, 12 hours a day, you start, like, your body starts to become used to do this. And this is, like, literal you do then. Boger is doing a great job, though. He's doing a great job, like, playing Zarya. He, like, sets up some plays. But it's difficult to work alone.
Nice.
Yeah, they don't have walls anymore.
You were hoping that Harblu would go to Boston. Did Harblu get any trials for Overwatch League?
Widow's headshot, low HP.
I haven't been following his how to say attempts to get to Overwatch League, so I don't know. But I hope he will get some chances. Oh, Danya. Let's see Danya. He's on the flank.
Oh, Widow close.
Where?
Oh, watch out.
It's on me.
I'm coming with you.
I think he's talking back,
Yeah, he pulling him. In middle. Widow pull, half HP. He's 1 HP in middle.
Watch out, man. Watch out.
I'm moving on Widow on right. Widow bottom right.
Rein left side, yeah, shadow.
Heal me.
Rhino shield
Milky
point,
Bout.
Rhino shield point.
Oh, Milky Man healed up. Nice. Do you see this? Like, they focus Milky Man so much so that the DPS just gets way too little space. Like the red team DPS.
Push the bridge with snipers, make sure they can't cross.
And then Boger switches the ball because there's nothing he can do on Reinhardt. There's literally nothing he can do, really. You see, when you have double sniper, there's no point in playing Reinhardt with Orisa, since your snipers are not gonna be melee range. Only Reinhardt. So then you can pick something that can sustain themselves, like Ball, or you can pick something that's very, how to say,
Widow inside, yeah.
good with Orisa, like Hog, for example, or Diva.
Going all the way. I got lane.
But they're not off-tank players, so I understand the resistance to play off-tanks.
I almost have ult.
Shielding 2.
Yeah.
Orisa.
They're going above us.
Orisa half.
Messing you.
Okay.
Putting shit.
I'm on the ult. Ulting.
Go, Ursa.
Oh, so low, so close. Goes big. I'm newish to the PC gaming, and I'm 30. Do you think it's possible to catch up to pro level skills, or can it be impossible to catch up to pro level skills, or can it be done? I would love to get into an esports one.
Monkey half.
So,
Mercy racing 1 HP.
when it comes to
Mercy one.
what type of level do you want to reach? Like, do you want to go for the highest level possible, or just how to say semi-pro, or maybe contenders, etc. Because it's for Overwatch League, it's how to say, it's very difficult to enter the older you are, because of how to say, the coaches just favor younger talent. It's easier to mold younger players, because how to say, there's just how to say, not clean slate. There's like less impressions, so to say, and then it's how to say, the commitments they have, etc. It's very easy to just live on a low salary, etc. So that's why orgs like Boston goes for young players, stuff like that, and then also to develop. But contenders, definitely possible. You have several players who are not old, so to say, but you know, are above 25, late 20s. One of them is a Swede. He's called Bock1 or Bucket. It's B-O-C-K and a 1. He's a doctor in real life, and when he's not a doctor, he's a contenders player for Hurricane.
Not sure if I can touch.
So definitely possible. It's sort of like.
I touched it, but I'm dead.
Does he stream? I don't know if he streams. Yeah, he retired to focus full time on being a doctor, which is understandable. Like, it's definitely understandable.
We tried our best.
But he did play in a lot of matches, so you can go back and like see VODs, or you can probably even contact him on Discord or Twitter without any issues. Cool Matt is 30. Yeah, but he's also been how to say, riding with a team into Overwatch League. It's different compared to going into Overwatch League alone. Here. I'm past the age of 14, so my reaction times are already degrading. There's how to say this stigma about reaction times being too low when you get older. I wouldn't agree, because you have in Street Fighter, for example, if you choose a game outside of Overwatch, you have Street Fighter, you have fighting games in general. That scene is really good for how to say, players in their 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s. Gotta check Discord.
Do you want Doom Reaper or May Reaper, or which one?
Yeah, so it's good for honestly older players, because their like life experience matters a lot. Like you play face to face against a player, and like it's much more how to say, emotions plays a bigger role, so to say, and like being calm and all that stuff, mindset.
Reaper? No, fuck that.
All right.
And there's like a player there called, I forgot his name, Stevie Vi. No, that's maybe thinking of something else, someone else. But there's like a 50-year-old dude, I think.
It's like goats all over again.
Who's a pro in Alex Vi, maybe. I can't remember, but he's a pro in a Street Fighter and is 50.
Sure they will have May.
Or close to 50.
Doom, Moira, Ryan.
Close.
Yeah, May. We can fight this.
Let's see here.
Putting them.
They're all one.
Oof, we got deleted.
May half.
May.
Have no wall.
Lose your half.
I'm speeding.
Putting them. In the
one.
I'm in. Tapping. You go back.
And you kill Orisa.
I'm putting them.
They have pulling too.
They're wall.
Yeah.
There we go.
That pulls first, right?
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna go for shatter soon. Get ready.
Putting them back.
Oh, window. Nice shatter. Nice shatter.
We're gonna call the Reaper.
Pulse Ryan.
Do you know Mongrel, Benji Fishy, and Mitro? They're 14/15 and have already made 100k plus in Fortnite. I don't know them, but I've heard because I don't follow Fortnite. However, I've heard of all the players that have earned a lot of money, and it's really nice to see. It's so nice to see the how to say
Okay, let's
the
go.
scene developing.
Don't fight close. Don't fight close.
Don't get excited.
Yeah, let's play on top, middle. If they go point, we wanna.
They're gonna go left or bottom.
Left
or bottom.
Okay, we can fight close now. Left.
Ulting from top right.
Yeah, Reaper here. All here.
Sick. Oh, almost sick. Almost sick.
It's winnable, huh?
Reinhardt.
So if anyone who doesn't know, this is Timo we're spectating now. IWNL. It's on an alt account. Too many people believe in the myth of age and reaction time, but in my opinion, I think it's an excuse made by people who aren't. It's not really an excuse.
Okay, we are missing one again. Can you?
Kurama, you're doing the exact same mistake, in my opinion.
What did they use?
It's misinformation. It's different from being an excuse. An excuse is intentional. Like it's when.
Let's just play point.
Let's say that I'm lazy, like I don't feel like streaming, and I'm gonna say my internet is out.
Don't have fortify,
When it's not.
Let's go beat them back.
Or my internet is laggy, you know, that's more like an excuse. While about the reaction time, it's usually misinformation. Who is IWNL? It's Timo.
You can test point for half a second.
How is Sombra doing this patch? She's nice. She's very situational though. So if the enemies are playing like ball or Winston or something, Sombra is good again because you get use of the hack and you get use of the EMP.
Oh, Rein's going above. Behind Ryan. He's going to behind left side.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's only tech. I'm dying though. I'm pushing behind.
There we go.
Tapping point.
Yeah, we can get 99.
Rein's coming.
Just get
Your
up.
brain response time declines from age 24 or something. I'm not a neurologist, so I can't give a professional answer on that. But
Let's go.
from what I've heard,
Orisa is coming
it's not that how to say big of a thing until like you become really old and you can maintain what you have until you're 50. When it comes to reaction time and like muscle memory and everything, it's sort of like the same in sports.
I can shield you. Yeah.
I'm punching Ryan through.
And then after 50, like then we're talking grandpa age there, like starting. But 24, like you still have time to go pro when you're 24.
He's actually one. Oh, he's half.
Dying. We are so split. It's a reset again.
Nice.
They used May, Cole.
Yeah. And genes and everything plays a role as well, I assume. Genes, environment you like grew up in, food and everything.
Yeah. Then Shatter Reaper beat.
We're gonna fade right now.
We should try, go out left. Try to go for an early doom ulti.
They won't.
Shield this.
Oh, there's the Reaper.
You pulled.
No, I don't.
What is he doing?
Go.
Oh yeah, he went for the snipe.
People left, close, Reaper. Reaper, one.
I got denied. Let's push through.
Speeding forward.
Yeah, the friend is 25, for example. And if he still wanted to, he would be in Overwatch League. Do you offer any coaching to the public? Oh, I do. I do one-on-one coaching. I have a pinned post in my Discord in the announcements channel if you want to check it out.
Okay, let's play.
And then that's it if you want like private coaching. But if you want free coaching like VOD reviews and stuff, I offer VOD reviews. However, I'm gonna accept VODs after the patches come to live because I've gotten a lot of VODs from live servers right now before the patch, and I want to focus on them so that when the patch comes out, we're ready to go through how to say VODs that timed with the patch.
We do bottom left.
Oof.
Oh, nice.
Nice kill by Timo.
Going for us. Where's it? Nice.
Middle half.
Orisa not 45. Where's the middle?
Bottom
Widow's
left.
far left, I
Do
think.
you want one-on-one votes from PTR as well? Oh, that's fine.
Take control. Someone cap point, yeah.
I'm going.
But I closed the submissions for votes right now because I've been focusing so much on Pro Pugs, so I haven't been able to
They're pushing me out.
do VOD reviews on off stream. I mean, as much.
Don't think they will touch.
I'm gonna die most likely.
Ooh, close.
I'm topping on them.
Oh, Flippy has to. Oh, Flippy had to aim
We're down
to
one,
him
but
earlier.
no heals.
Oh, we didn't cap the point.
No. I can.
You're welcome. Welcome, Bastion.
Push you half.
I was so close to reading your name as Bastion.
Depends. That's fine.
Monkey half. Jumped out.
First
Holding.
widow.
Doing on ball.
Ball sleep.
Tracy
No
deep.
1-1 on Sunday. Now we are still doing 1-1 on Sunday.
Yeah, okay. Wait.
I'm just not taking submissions for the normal VOD reviews right now
Going on.
until the patch comes.
Follow me.
1-on-1 is different because it's a whole different segment.
I don't know. My monkey's not here.
You're definitely the first.
Not gonna use ulti.
I think I just got bopped.
They both attack me.
It's a nice name you have. It's a nice name. And if you happen to be a Bastion player, it's just even perfect.
Ball sleep.
I can bubble you out here.
Oh, time was going for the pick.
Oh, he's coming.
At least.
Ball coming. Ball hacked. Ball hacked. Hack.
I'm moving on them now.
Widow top left. Coming.
I'm on ball.
Yeah, going Widow in one.
Oh, he had time there.
Monkey sleep. Ball hacked again.
Widow one.
Wait. Can you hack him still? On me. No, I don't hack. So I need those.
You see, time was waiting like this, and it's just in order to punish the Tracer when she goes greedy.
I can hack him. 3, 2, 1.
Nice. You see the communication here.
Lucio, Tracer.
Lucio half.
Play point. I'll hack
Lucio 1. Lucio 1 HP.
Oh, Flippy, he's about to see Taimo.
Monkey has Primo. Oh no, Monkey Primo. But the ball has mine.
Yeah. Widow's to top left. Window.
Yeah, but I've never again soon.
Widow 1. Dead.
Oh, nice kill.
Someone's
Eight
on
heal.
on main.
Do you have any tips on how to get better with mechanics on PC? I'm so dedicated that I play all day during work and at night, trying to get better and better.
In here in a boot.
But I can't seem to climb the ranks these days. So these days, I would say it's not how to say as much about mechanics as it might feel like it is. It's a lot about Overwatch is about being positioned in the right place so that you make it easy for you to shoot. For example, you see Widow, or the Widow players here, they're usually playing in the same spots, or the spots they're taking. They usually have the same type of how to say pattern to them. Like it's the same type of high ground, it's the same type of area. And if you do that on Widow, it's suddenly gonna be a lot easier to shoot from high ground compared to if you shoot from low ground here, like up there, obviously. So focus on like understanding why you position in a certain way. Like if you position and you get a lot of kills, let's say that you play Tracer and you move like, I don't know, some arbitrary movement you have, and then it works well. Try to figure out why does it work well, so that you can do more of that. And then when it doesn't work out well, try to figure out why doesn't it work out well. And you can do that by watching replays. And then when it comes to learning new mechanics, it's all about grinding it, you know. It takes time to practice it. But try to figure out like when do you have diminished returns, so to say. So that you don't spend too much like time how to say practicing, and then maybe you can remove 1 or 2 hours and do like VOD reviews and not lose that much, so to say, because decision making and positioning is a big role.
We got snipes here.
And then after the patch, it's gonna change a bit. Aiming is gonna matter a lot more because of less shields. But then, even then, positioning is going to be very useful.
Let's go end up, I would say.
You You can play Widow. I'm gonna play Rodok to focus ball.
Yeah, as Kurama says, your mechanics will improve as you play, you know, as you play better opponents. And if you watch streamers, like pick 1 or 2 favorite players that you like to watch, and obviously copy them, so to say, like copy the things that you think they do well, or that looks cool, or like some stuff that you like can try out on your own. And it's all about trial and error, like experimenting, having fun as well.
Wait, for Lucio.
Yeah, but
Bully monkey,
I
Bully
want no nade.
Monkey hook.
Getting shot by
See?
Widow. Right side. I think it's fine.
We can take this Tracer as an example. Here you see she's on the flank, and it's very easy to go in from the behind or from the back because the enemies have to, oh well, they have to deal with the enemies coming in from the front, which means that they can't give as much attention to the Tracer.
They have nano. They have monkey ulti close. Anything else?
So practice mechanics until it's consistent. No, I'd say focus on positioning, decision making, and mechanics all at once, but put less thought into mechanics because unless you're playing very mechanic, like how to say, demanding heroes that requires heavy mechanics like Tracer, you don't need to focus on it that much. It'll evolve with you. Because if you take like creative angles on Widow, suddenly you're gonna be forced into taking more difficult shots or more awkward shots, and yeah, you'll start hitting them.
Let's just hold back.
Which Overwatch League teams? Oh yeah, wait. I've watched both Gamsu and OG recently. It's interesting to see how they both play reason differently. Yeah. I feel like Gamsu is more methodical and systematic, while OG is more how to say, not emotional. He's more. He goes by gut feeling a lot.
Widow half. Monkey hook. It's gonna be even.
Monkey 1.
Monkey sleeping? Never mind, he's one.
Monkey 1. Ulted. I can pull. Do you have hook?
Have you heard of OG's ban? Yeah, but I'm not gonna talk about it, sorry.
Push 1.
It's not my type of content. Which Overwatch League teams players do you think benefit from this patch the most? I know it's too early to say, just curious what you think. I think Shock. Shock, Vancouver, Nixo, Shanghai, and
you guys just go for a target.
Charge will benefit a lot because those are teams, and Atlanta too. They are teams, just examples I think, but I think those are the most because they are teams that adapt really well. They have players that think on their own. They don't memorize strats too much, and they will be able to get the most out of like Tracer, like McCree or Widow, Winston, etc. First off, I like your content, especially the patch rundown thought process ones. Thanks so much, Bastion. I'm gonna keep on doing them. I didn't do one for the PTR patch because there was such a big change in the PTR patch that I would need a lot of time to learn on my own, like what the changes are. It wasn't as apparent to me. And after some time, I just realized I can do one when the patch is out, so I'll do one when it's coming out. Philly, I forgot about Philly. Philly is one of them as well. Philly is strong. GG's. I'll host next lobby.
See you guys. GG's.
See ya.